Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cassandra Jolliffe Show. I am your host, Cassandra Jolliffe, and I'm excited tonight to talk to you about this particular subject for those of you who are entrepreneurs, and especially if you're an online entrepreneur. These are top things that you need to know to help grow your business, basically taking it into currency. So let me get right on down into it. Okay, so here's the dealio. First of all, before I get into the subject matter, let me ask you all to do me a super fave. Some of you guys that are new to my channel, to my show, I want you to do me a super fave and hop over to YouTube and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's Cassandra Jolliffe TV. You'll see it at the bottom here. As always, as it relates to this conversation on the show here over at Cassandra Live, make sure that we connect. We want to hear back from you. So we enjoy the connection, the communication as you share some of your thoughts, some of your input, and you know what to do. Just go ahead and make it happen in that section there called the comments. Okay, and as always, hey, tell someone else about the show. Absolutely. So do me a super huge fave. If you're watching the replay, thank you for watching. I so appreciate that. Let me know in the comment section. Just do my favorite, hashtag replay love. I want to know that you've had an opportunity to check out the show on today. And if you got any questions, well, put your questions in the comments below and I will address those as well. So I hope you guys are having a super fab Friday. I am, and I wanted to just come out tonight to share with you something that I think is pretty darn cool. And not only that, it is so necessary if you're planning on expanding your business, expanding your personal brand. You gotta have this thing. And the thing about it is closer than you think. So let's talk about it. So for those of you I'm addressing tonight as the entrepreneurs, online entrepreneurs, and let me tell you what I call an entrepreneur if you're watching this show. If you are a speaker, a coach, a faith leader who teaches, has product, you have speaking engagements that you speak at, you're an entrepreneur. Yep, you sure are. And those of you who might be consultants, trainers, the gamut there, once again, you are an entrepreneur. If you're creative, you have something that you're selling, you're an entrepreneur. And those of you who might be traditional, what I call traditional business owners, that means you have brick and mortar, where of course you already know that you are an entrepreneur and brick and mortar. And I would encourage you, if you haven't made the leap over into online, not just having your business online in terms of your products or your services that you provide, I would also encourage you to share your expertise. People are always wanting to be mentored by somebody that's doing what they want to do. And I'm sure you've been approached on more than one occasion with somebody wanting to know or wanting to be mentored by you. And how you can expand yourself and your knowledge and your information is taking that knowledge and expertise you have and packaging it into something we call a course or a program and putting it online so that you can impact hundreds, if not thousands or more people that want what you have. So let's talk about authenticity. It is the new currency. It is the new currency. It is the new currency to add to your bottom line, but it's also beneficial for you to have this and being authentically you. So let's talk about the top 3 must-haves that you have to have when it comes to authenticity. So let me get right on into it. The top 3 that I'm going to share with you that I found out is absolutely critical, especially in today's market. Not only in today's market, but in today's lifestyle. So if you're watching right now, do me a super fave and comment, share some likes, put some love and likes in the comments, and also do share. I want to hear from you as well. Absolutely. So let me get into the top 3 things that I think that are key. All right, so here it is. Likability. As an entrepreneur, it is super, super critical that you, break for it, you have to be likable. Being authentic, being yourself, they want to connect with you. And I'll talk about that shortly, but you got to be likable. What is that message, that those words of if you want if you want to have friends, you need to show yourself friendly. Well, clearly, if you want to grow your business, you got to show yourself friendly. You got to be likable. So it means you got to be a people person that cares about others, the people that they're serving, the customers that they have, the clients that they have, and the impact that they're making. So number one is likability. You got to have a strong likability. And those of you might think, well, maybe it's personality based. You know, I'm an introvert, I'm an extrovert. It doesn't matter which vert you are, as long as you are likable, likable to your audience, likable to your target market. It's about making, here it is, number two, the connection. People want to feel connection when they're doing business with you. And so if you're not very relational, that's going to have an impact on your bottom line. So in part of service is that you have to make connections with the people that you're going to serve. Really, there are some people that go to the extreme, which I think is a good thing, when they really want to build relationship with their customers. That's beyond connection. That's taking it to another level of relationship, being more connected to your customers and your clients, especially those of you, once again, if you're a coach, you already know how important that really is to make sure that you are creating connection. If you're a speaker, you've got to connect to your audience, right? Goes back to likability, but you got to make a connection. And with that, it helps to build trust. Now, do you see why I'm telling you that authenticity, who you are, how you show up? It's not just your look, it is who you are. The bottom line is that you no longer have to feel like you have to be like this person over here or be like this brand over there. You get to call the shots on who you are. And so part of that to grow your business is to be authentic. We are living in the day where we're no longer having to feel like we have to be like someone else. There's enough of the someone else's. We only need one of you. So with all of your uniqueness, you need to literally be you unapologetically, without any reservations. This is the time that everybody, like when I say everybody, a significant amount of people want you to be you. You gotta want you to be you. And that's what I want for you. I want you to be more of who you are. How you show up, I said this before, is how you go up. So when it comes to authenticity as an entrepreneur, there are three things that are super necessary for you to have. And once again, it starts off with likability. How do you how do you show yourself? Are you friendly? Are you reserved? Do you inquire? Do you have to wait for people? You know, people have to wait and for you to come and ask things of them. Are you approachable? All those things matter, even online. Just because you're online and you're an online coach, you're an online speaker, doesn't mean you don't connect. And thank God for social media. But here's the thing, you got to go from taking those conversations online to offline. And that's where you truly make the connections even more solid, okay? And once again, it's about you being authentically you. No longer do you have to feel like you have to apologize, hide, be boisterous so that you have to prove yourself to somebody. No, nor do you have to dummy it down or mouse it down just to do business. It's how you show up. You get to decide how you want to become and be. So I'm all about B. If you're talking about the B word, BE, not the other one. This is a time for you to be you. And being who you are in the business that you have, it will do you wonders. You get to call the shots of how you show up, how you connect, how you relate, and likability, connection, and trust is your key. I want to say survival, but I wouldn't even say your survival. I will call it a new word. I'm going to call it thrival. It is how you thrive. It is how you succeed. It is how you go beyond surviving. And people will give you the grace to do that. So those of you who are definitely online and you're, once again, coaches, your authors, your speakers, your faith leaders, your thought leaders, you have such an opportunity to expand in ways which you didn't have before because of the power of the internet and because of the power of social media. And building relationships start in a frame. I mean, they start in a comment, they start in an instant message. And so you want to build up on that. But part of that building up on that is you being who you are unapologetically. What sells today? What creates trust? What creates faithfulness and loyalty in your business is going to be you being authentically you. And as I always say, unapologetically. My personality is vibrant, but there are times where I am super reserved. Those are rare, but they do exist. And there are times where I just, I don't have to be all, super high energy. I'm like that naturally, but you don't have to go over the top, okay, just to be who you are. So I like that. I'm more about being more authentic in my terms of my personality and my skill set and the gifts that I have and how I want to show up for the day. And then there are days, as you guys probably saw last week, if you watched the show. If you didn't, go ahead and catch some old episodes, okay? And you will find, I think it was last Friday I did the show, and I was just in a melancholy, you know what I'm trying to say. I just wasn't in the mood. Okay, I can't even get the word out, but y'all know what I'm talking about, that melancholy word. You see what I mean? That's something to not trying to pronounce the word correctly or get the definition all together. It's just how you show up is how you go up. And it's important that you show up, when you show up, authentically you. You musicians, you creatives, you actors, you speakers, you authors. Hey, you restaurateurs. See, I don't even know if that's a real word. I think it kind of is, but anyway, you know what I mean. You restaurant owners, those of you have a business, those of you you may be a mentor of some kind. Hey, you may be an entrepreneurial person that's in corporate America, and you need to show up authentically there too. Maybe you're not going to do the entrepreneur thing, and you're just going to be entrepreneur within a business or a corporate setting as an employee, as a professional. That's cool too. But the point is, even in that, especially, let me say that, because of those of us who broke out of that race, right, of corporate America, we do get to be more of who we are because we want to be. We don't have anybody telling us not to be. We're not in a position where we have to be in a structure of a brand. But you may have to be in the structure of a brand. Now, I will say this, that what I have observed over the last few years in corporate America is that they're now kind of letting you be a little bit more of who you are at the work office, doing the work thing. You're wearing your tattoos. You're coming in with your colored hair. You're coming in with all your texturedness. You're coming in with, whatever that's non-conservative, okay? That's not the norm, and you happens to be the exception of the rule, and now they've made their adjustments to say, you know what? We can't tell people that they can't, wear dreadlocks, or that their hair color has to be just blonde or dark or black or brown or decent, ginger red or something like that. They know. They done came up. Especially the large corporations, they know they got to come up, and they have. So my point is that even if you're working the 9 to 5, you still got to be authentically you, and it does help your brand. It does help you move up, and sometimes it does also get you kicked out of a corporation, because you still do have some people in some settings, whether that's a small size company or large or medium or whatever, they don't want all that. They want you to be in the box. They want you to stay the norm. And I'm just not about the norm. I'm not about just blending in. No, I'm not doing that. Well, as you can see, I'm not doing that. So what do I, before I change gears here? And that is love the authenticity of who you are. Like, really nurture that, really hone into that. Let that be your advantage, because it really is. It is your differentiation. Totally chop that up, but you know what I mean. Your difference. It is your difference that gets you noticed. It is your difference that attracts others to you. I'm not interested in 5. If I go to a car lot and I see, 5 or 10 or 20 white vehicles, and I want color, I may want black, I may want a silver, I may want a bluishness, I may want a red, a burnt orange or something. Do you honestly think I want to get another white vehicle? I'm going to go over to the ones that don't look like the rest. And that's part of being authentic, standing out. And standing out doesn't mean all eyes are on you. It's just that you do stand out when you're becoming more of who you are, being authentic. So that is the new currency. It totally, and I'm speaking from experience, I'm not speaking just from things that I've read online or magazines that I read around business and entrepreneurs and Fast Company and all that kind of stuff, and Success Magazine and yada, 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 or talking to my peers in the industry. I'm telling you from experience, to being more authentically you will attract your destiny clients to you, because they can identify with your difference. Ooh, Jiminy Cricket, that was good. Y'all, make sure you write that one down. That's some good stuff right there. So, recap. Entrepreneurs, authenticity is the new currency. This will increase your bottom line through these top 3 things you must have. You got to demonstrate. And that is, number 1, once again, likability. How likable are you? If you show yourself friendly, if you show yourself likable, people are going to like you. They're going to want what you have. It's going to create, number 2, connection. Connection helps to build trust. Trust, it increases the relationship. So once again, connection and trust, as I said before. Trust is huge. We all know how important trust is. You gotta have it. But what builds that trust is connection, is likability, through you being the authentic you. That is what's going to help you to increase your bottom line as an entrepreneur, as a speaker, as a trainer, as a coach. We all know that in the online space, right? Online marketers. Hey, I'm your gal. I can relate. I know you can relate too. In our industry, that is huge. That is the difference maker, is being authentic. I love the skin that I am in, and I am in. I love the skin that I'm in. I see, that's being authentic. I chop up words all the time, y'all. Um, I'm not into perfectionism. I am into excellence, but I'm not into perfectionism. Perfectionism. See what I mean? In these words. And you say, Cassandra, you really a speaker? Mm-hmm. Yep, sure am. I am a speaker. And I do mess up on my words. I've got a talk show, and you guys clearly see that I mess up on my words all the time. But that's part of me being authentic. And I'm not apologizing every time I say a word wrong. That's authenticity. That has helped you to watch me to build likability and trust and connection. And when you get all of that, you get loyalty, you get commitment. And that, my friend, helps you to grow your business as an entrepreneur. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching this episode of the Cassandra Jolliffe Show. Do me a super fave. The show is always here pretty much most of the time, part here at Cassandra Jolliffe Live. Make sure that you do me a super fave there and like and connect. Also, just for likability purposes, once again, do me, if you like this show, then join me over on my YouTube channel at Cassandra Jolliffe TV. All right. And on that note, I want you guys to have an amazing, blessed weekend. I will see you guys next week for another episode. We're going to have some good stuff coming up next week. I'm super excited. Those of you, just a little FYI, if you guys enjoyed the Black Men Talking 2 weeks ago, then they're going to be back, and we're going to have a few different men on. Some of the same will come back, and so you'll see some new faces as well. And I'm excited because we're going to talk about another interesting hot topic I'll tell you more about early next week. All right, guys, stay tuned. Park it for next Friday because that's when it's going to go down. All right. As always, have significant success on purpose, your purpose. I'll see you guys next week.